Well, the 25th anniversary is finally here, and now it's time to celebrate all of our accomplishments.
In 1987, a bunch of people here in Bend in Central Oregon got together and started the Oregon Rivers Initiative. We had all this energy that we had built up over the campaign and brought a lot of people together, brought a lot of organizations together as a coalition, more or less. After the November election, a number of us, got together and decided that we would just form a new nonprofit conservation group here in Bend. At the time, it was called the Central Oregon Natural Resource Center. The name was later changed to the Environmental Center.
So we had a great opportunity right away as an organization. Deschutes County had this building that it was surplus, and they were willing to give to us. Well, we paid $1 for the building, but building was on the north end of downtown. We moved it early one Sunday morning. We moved it through downtown in early 1990. That was probably the biggest recycling project, putting this building together, that this town has seen.
We all wanted to collaborate. We all wanted to make the awareness of environmental issues more apparent in the community, bring great people together, do wonderful projects, have an amazing impact on our environment.
Well, the Environmental Center was essential to my getting my career started. I came to Central Oregon because I wanted to live here, but I did not have a job lined up. Checked with the Environmental Center right away. They didn't have a job for me, but they knew that I was passionate and serious about working on sustainability issues. And within a pretty short period of time, they helped me to secure a little tiny grant teaching sustainable living and deep ecology classes. And then not too far down the road after that, they acted as the fiscal agent when I started my own organization, bought me some time so that I could wait to get my own nonprofit status, and that organization really is the nucleus of my company 3E Strategies now.
I think what I really appreciate about the Environmental Center is the idea that they take the idea of sustainability and all of what that represents, which could be recycling, energy efficiency, resource efficiency, these concepts that for many of us feel foreign or appealing, but we can't incorporate them into our daily lives for all sorts of very real reasons. And they teach us how to do exactly that.
So as a young professional, I feel like it's important to be involved with the Environmental Center because of all the things they do in the community that directly affect my business and my work, but also just my life here in Central Oregon. So I think it's important to give my voice to show that I believe in what they're doing and that they're doing it for a good cause. It's my future and everyone else's future.
But I think what started why my shop's, I call it a green shop, and is why my ideas about that is just because how I was raised. I think I was always kind of the odd mechanic in shops, because mechanics are typically total rednecks, and I was raised on a commune in Humboldt County, if it gives you an idea of my background, and I was a mechanic, but also I was raised to recycle and grow your food, and it's an important part of, and I strongly believe in that, as far as just repairing everyone's car, but also being responsible doing it. So, and the Environmental Center just basically brings me those kind of people. They typically drive more environmentally conscious cars, I guess, and then also they like to have a shop that changes their oil with re-refined oil and uses, recycles everything and doesn't just dump it in the creek out back. And
Much of that consciousness around daily living is the result of the work of the Environmental Center. So another thing that is really powerful in this community is partnerships. And I often say we're bigger than the sum of our parts. And the Environmental Center's work very much has been to connect those partnerships. So through their work with the Bend-Lapine School District, their work with the City of Bend, they have, and other agencies certainly, they have basically connected the dots and created some really powerful initiatives that have absolutely become signature to our community and part of the way we do what we do well here in Bend, Oregon.
I'm Jeff Munson, Executive Director for Commute Options. We've been a nonprofit agency since 1991, and we started out as a project of the Environmental Center. Commute Options and the Environmental Center are great partners, and we collaborate on a multitude of projects, especially working in the schools with kids. Our role is the bicycle and pedestrian education piece. And then we work a lot in promoting transit, developing trails and other bicycle and pedestrian infrastructure, and both groups really work hard to encourage more people to bike and walk and ride transit as well.
Yeah, so in May we hosted our first Green School Showcase, where we had any of our school green teams brought out their students. It was after school hours, and it was just a really fantastic event where students got to share with other schools the work that they did this year and some of the work that they're accomplishing to support the Bend Lapine sustainability goals and just great stuff with their schools.
By way of recycling is a critical environmental benefit. Anything that you can recycle can make a huge difference. Here are 6 good reasons why you should recycle.
Well, it was really fun because we got to see a lot of the schools and around Central Oregon and seeing what they were doing to help the world and green teams and recycling and composting. And it was also fun doing the Desert Rain House field trip where we got to bike, not like drive. We got to bike to the Desert Rain House, and it had solar panels, and it had like water from like when it rains, like it saves like all the water.
My name is Skyla, and the most exciting thing for me tonight was getting to share our presentations and learning other ideas from what other schools do.
I started a green team this year with the 5th grade, and they are just doing great. I have 8 5th graders that are part of our team. They help with recycling at our school, and they do table talks at lunchtime, so they educate our kids and help us to learn about reducing, reusing, and recycling at Roslyn.
So one thing we do here at the Environmental Center is bring people together to learn about sustainability, to connect with other like-minded people who are concerned about sustainability, and even celebrate sustainability heroes in our community. Green Drinks is one of the ways we do that with working professionals that work in some kind of business related to sustainability, or with government sector nonprofits. Another way we do it is by bringing the whole community together every year for Earth Day, the Earth Day Fair and Parade in downtown Bend, to just celebrate the Earth and what's going on and all the good work we're doing. So as we're thinking about our future here at the Environmental Center, we're going to continue some of the things that we already do well today. One of those is being the hub of kind of all things sustainable here in Central Oregon. Another is ensuring that our kids are really well educated about sustainability, what it means, and how to put it into practice. And the third is keeping our community moving towards a zero-waste future. So we're also going to launch 2 new initiatives that help our community reduce its climate footprint. Climate change is really the sustainability issue of our time, and it's really action here at the local level that's really making the difference around our country and around the planet, and it's really where the leadership's coming from these days. In particular, we're going to focus on 2 things. One, we're going to focus on energy, really helping the community reduce how much energy it uses and having it really shift towards using more and more renewables, solar, geothermal, wind. The other thing that we're going to do is really focus on community planning and design. We know that how we design our communities makes a big difference for climate. So do we have the right policies, the right infrastructure, the right programs in place to get people out of their cars, to make sure that people are incentivized to build green and really are encouraged to use renewable resources.
And I mean, this is in my life, I would say that being part of the Environmental Center is probably right up there at the very top. And I think it's going to continue for another 25 years. I know it will continue for another 25 years because there's just so many amazing people always around here.